It really is crazy to see how far video game adaptations and movies have come over these many years. We've had some bad ones like Ratchet and Clank, some okay ones like Detective Pikachu, and even some really great ones like the Mario movie. But to end off this year of 2024, we got probably the release of the most hyped video game movie of all time, and I am so happy to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now, say up front, I'm not really the biggest Sonic fan of all time. I enjoy his games fine enough, like Generations and Colors and some of the Genesis stuff, but as it is, I'm much more of a Mario guy technically, but I still really like Sonic's, cast of characters, his can-do attitude, and overall I really like his vibe going on, and I really did enjoy Sonic 1 and 2 in the theaters. I mean, just seeing how far we came from that first trailer and to now is amazing, and after seeing Sonic 3, I think it's safe to say that this might be cemented as probably the best video game adaptations of all time. Yeah, even beating the Mario movie, which, looking back, Mario movie is kind of, similar in comparison. Sonic 3 goes all out with it, basically having a plot kind of similar to Sonic Adventure 2 and all that, having characters like Shadow and Gerald Robotnik on there, having, Maria in the backstory and all that, and just seeing Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles work together so well. This film was fantastic, and honestly, it brings pure joy to a guy who, grew up with Sonic in some instances, but now after seeing this movie, it makes me want to go back and play all the other games I didn't play. Like, I actually haven't played Adventure 2. I know. I'm sorry. I'll get to it eventually. But I thought it'd be fun to just sit down and just talk about my thoughts on the movie, what I liked, what I didn't like, and overall just really embrace the Sonic-ness of it all, because, to think that Sonic is the movie trilogy that has done the most faithful to any video game adaptation is just so wild to think, and honestly, I think we live in the good timeline for video game adaptations. So, let's talk about Sonic 3. I'll try and be mild on spoilers, but if there's a spoiler, I'll put a little tag up on screen so nobody gets spoiled, because the way to see this movie is indeed on the big screen with a bunch of people, because just seeing the things that happen, especially in the third act of the movie, are some of the most mind-blowing, nerdgasmic type things to see on screen. And as a person, again, who has now recently gotten to being a really big Sonic fan now, I need to talk about this. So this is just, yes! Sonic 3 is so fun. The plot of the movie I thought was actually very well handled, honestly. Having characters like with Shadow and Gerald Robotnik teaming up with, Eggman and all that, I thought worked very well, especially Jim Carrey doing a double performance as both Eggman and Gerald Robotnik was very cool, because, my god, this technology for that was so seamless, you couldn't even tell that it was two different performances, but my god, it's the same guy, he did great. Shadow, Keanu Reeves did a fantastic job with the voice acting, it was so cool, and it really did feel like Shadow was here. It was really cool, and even going on with, Sonic and Tails and Knuckles, they're as great as ever. Ben Schwartz, Colin O'Shaughnessy, Idris Elba, they do great with their voice acting, even though I do wish they would do, a bit more with Tails especially. It was fun to see all those guys together, and even the human characters like Tom and Maddie, which I don't really like that much, but their role in this movie was significantly reduced in some capacities, which was really helpful. But they did show up for a scene or two near the middle, which I was like, okay, might as well have them in there and all that, and that kind of was the crux of the whole third act of how Sonic gets to, fight Shadow and all that in that part of the movie. So that was really fun to, have that connection on there. Just overall the connections of all the characters, really, honestly, even though, in some aspects Sonic might be really kind of a simple character, it's what he does with all the friends and all that makes it really interesting, and I just really enjoyed the human aspect of all these connections, and even cameos like Wade Whipple and all that from the Knuckles show. I didn't watch that. Was it good? I don't know. Having a little cameo in there was fun as well, but the characters they do focus on, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, the Robotniks, great stuff, and my god, just makes me really excited to see what they're gonna do for the fourth movie, because that is actually confirmed with characters showing up in some post-credit type business. But overall, I love the characters, I love them, especially the voice acting has gotten better and better, and my god, it's just so good, bro. It's amazing how far we've gone from Sonic 1, but the characters, were great, the plot was fun, and especially that third act, if you know, because it is full-on fan service awesomeness, and I love it. But that doesn't even compare to the amazing action of this movie. This film has so many great action sequences that I was like, oh my god. From the stuff with Shadow, with Team Sonic, to even stuff with the Robotniks. It's just so cool, especially it's starting off in Tokyo with the whole scene with Sonic and Shadow chasing each other and all that, which we saw in trailers. It is so damn cool, and the stuff they do with cinematography, and the angles, and the way they go up into the sky and all that. It is so damn cool just to see these movements, and wow, they're you forget that they're actually CG CG rigs and all that doing all this stuff, because this is just so damn cool. And even like some of the smaller stuff they do with, you know, like Knuckles or Tails, yeah, it's a bit on the smaller side, but with the way they interact with a lot of the characters is very, very cool. And again, I won't spoil the third act, but what they do with Sonic and Shadow in the third act is genuinely one of the best things I've ever seen in any video game adaptation ever. Like, it is action-packed, it's amazing, the music is on point, makes you really feel all these emotions, and just overall, the action makes you really pumped and all that. And what was really cool is that even when there wasn't really an action scene, when there was just, you know, dialogue and all that, I wasn't antsy, I'm like, oh, get to the action already. I was actually very interested in what the characters were talking about, the dialogue, and how they were feeling together, because they matched it so well together. And yeah, no, there's some things, you know, like Tom and Maddie, I wish they weren't in the movie at all, but the fact that they were there to pull like some levity for like some humanity to Sonic and all that does, I guess, make sense in the long run. But, you know, it was still fun to at least, you know, have lots more Sonic and Shadow and all those characters on there, because that's really who we really want to go ahead and see. But overall, the action was great, it was so fun, and man, just you wait. I cannot wait to see what more awesome action they have planned for the other movies, because like Sonic 2 had great action with the Master Emerald and all that, but Sonic 3 just ups it to 11, and my god, I was so happy to see all the stuff on screen, bro. It was amazing. They know how to do action right in these Sonic movies, I'll tell you that. Oh boy, it was so epic. I'll touch on it briefly, but the character interactions in this movie are very, very sincere, you know? Just having Sonic and his relationship with, you know, Tails and Knuckles is very profound, especially Tails. Like you think Tails is probably like, you know, the small little assistant guy, not really doing too much, but like, he is a very fun character, and especially he has like his big hero moment at the end of the movie, and I was like, yo, this is really, really cool. I like that, especially, you know, in small moments where he's talking to, you know, Agent Stone in like a cave and all that. You're like, you know what? I can see the relationships and all that, and Tails really is, like, I think the MVP of these franchise. You know, I love Tails. I think Colin O'Shaughnessy does a great job in their performance. It was great, and just overall, Tails is just a really great MVP. And not to mention also Jail Robotnik and Ivo Robotnik together. Jim Carrey's double performance in this film is just mind-blowing. Like, you can tell that they're different characters, but also from the same guy, if that makes sense, because like the performance is on point. I did not feel that it was, you know, staggered in any way. It just felt really right, and just seeing them reunite for the first time, especially in like this little flashback moment near the start of that, was very, very fun. And even going into like, you know, the backstory with Maria and all that, and Shadow, and just seeing how they were interacting as that. Honestly, I thought they did Maria stuff really, really well as well, even though there is some stuff they did a bit differently with the whole thing. But just seeing, you know, how much Maria meant to Shadow and all that, and how like she was the one that got him out of his shell, made him feel like he wasn't really that much of a monster, because a lot of people thought that Shadow was like this big energy spiking crazy guy. You know, just seeing his relationship with Maria was very sweet. And when the infamous moment happens with Maria and all that, it is genuinely a sad moment, because you feel really bad for Shadow and even Joe Robotnik in a sense. And it was just like, my god, it was crazy. Like, it was just so powerful, so moving, and you understand what these characters are feeling. And overall, it was just like, it was great, bro. It was really, really great. I love these characters, all the interactions, all the soft moments as well, but also all the big moments as well. It was really fun, really cool, and just, it makes me feel like a big family. A nice big family that fights a little bit, but you know what? It's all fun. It's all really fun and dandy, and I love these characters, bro. These characters are great, and this is why I love these movies. The biggest thing I like about this movie are the vibes it gives, you know, like, it feels purely Sonic. From the start of the movie, to the start of the action with Shadow, to the quiet moments with, you know, Maria and Shadow, like, looking at the stars and all that, to even stuff with, like, Sonic and Tom, honestly. You can feel some really genuine emotion and all that. The vibes and emotions from this movie are just immaculate. Like, you wouldn't think that Sonic the Hedgehog, of all franchises, would make you feel weepy-eyed and teary-eyed, but they manage it so well. And even when it comes to the action sequences near the end of the movie as well, and even like throughout basically the entire movie, it makes you go from oh to yes, oh my god, this is amazing. And that's what I love. Jeff Fowler, the director of this movie, I think also worked on like Shadow the Hedgehog video game at some point, and some other Sonic stuff as well. He did so good with, you know, the pacing of the movie, the character interactions, the music. It made it feel like a true Sonic Adventure 2 coming to the big screen, because that's purely what it's based on. It was just amazing. And even though I haven't played Adventure 2 myself yet, I can tell this is what people want to see, this is what people like. And as a fan of Sonic nowadays, for me, a current fan, this is great. This is really fun stuff, and I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with, like, you know, adapting other games. Like, will they adapt maybe Sonic CD or Heroes or Colors, maybe Generations, Werewolf Unleashed. I don't know. Point is, I'm very excited to see the future of Sonic, and with more characters that they're going to introduce, it's just going to keep getting better and better and better, and who knows? We might get some giant Sonic cinematic universe, maybe. Sure, why not? I'll take it, you know, because Sonic is a great character. The fact that he's working this well in live action is amazing, and just the vibes, man. This movie is great. This movie is great. I'm so glad it's doing better than Mufasa, because this movie deserves all the love, all the amazingness, because this is pure video game, adrenaline, nerd, amazing awesomeness. And I also have to mention that the post-credit scene sets up some really interesting implications with two very interesting characters that I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with that in the fourth movie, because, you know, having one character which is really integral to the Team Sonic and one that's like kind of known as a cool character, but also it's like, ooh, how are they gonna do this with this character? 'Cause I don't really know that much about him. My mind will speculate to the cows come home, because this is really great stuff, and overall, I'm just hyped to see what they're gonna do with the rest of this franchise and see how many more characters they're gonna introduce. Like, when are we gonna get the Chaotix? When are we gonna get Charmy the Bee and Vector and Espio? When are we gonna get Big the Cat or Cream the Rabbit? Silver even? I don't know. Point being, I love this. This is great, and just like, man, just the future is bright for the freaking awesome Hedgehog movies, bro. I love it. So overall, to wrap it all up in a nice bow, all I can say is Sonic 3 is a fantastic time at the theater. The action is great, the music is great, the characters all work off each other so well. New additions of Shadow and the Robotniks are fantastic, and I just think the future of the Sonic franchise is very, very, very bright, you know, to see all these other characters maybe coming out, maybe new villains, maybe new stories altogether. This series, from that first trailer in 2019 to now, is night and day. It is fantastic. I love it. And even if you're not really a big Sonic fan like I used to be, just seeing a correct adaptation of these video game characters is fantastic, and hopefully will open the door for more great movies. Because yeah, we got the Mario movie, and in essence, that's more of a simple type thing, but maybe we can see something like, you know, maybe an actual Yakuza movie, or Samba the Amigo, or, you know, Panzer Dragoon, or even some other franchises like, you know, Metroid, or, you know, another Pokemon movie, or Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, Pikmin, Kirby. The sky's the limit, honestly, with what you could do with video game adaptations. And now that we're in a place that Sonic has set the stage for what can be done with the correct video game adaptation, where people don't need to be scared of what to actually do, I am so excited for the future of it. I love it. Oh my god. So yeah, see Sonic 3. It's out. I love it. It's great. It is the best thing to do this holiday season. I love it. It will give you some type of happiness throughout the whole craziness of the world, because Sonic 3 is just, it's great. I love it. It's amazing. Good old 9.5 out of 10 for me, because dare I say it, it is literally perfect. That's right. I'm gonna say it, perfect. I love it. It's amazing. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go look up the Robotnik family tree, because I wonder, how does this family work in essence? How is Robotnik? I'm gonna go look it up. I'm gonna go make my brain hurt. So, Sonic away!